Let me get all slick down.
Yeah, slick up, dude. Get all
I gotta
slick.
do something about this. My hair.
Like
And lack of it.
Hat? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a couple of hats. You could wear Gary Redburn's.
Pass.
Why not?
Not cool enough to wear that hat.
Yeah.
No, I think I need to move into the next phase of
Haircut,
which
would be,
I don't know.
okay.
What do balding guys do?
Well, if you are going to that venue over by the Craptastic barbecue place, you could pull off the receding hairline, long hair guy thing. That is generally accompanied by like a hockey jersey and backwards cap. Maybe, I don't know.
Yep.
Well, are you ready to do this, Chris? I think we're about ready to go here. Yeah, we are ready to go. Hey everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching our Thursday live stream, Primetime Guitar Live. Ike and the boys over at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, kick it off at 4 Mountain Time. And then Dylan McCurchie and his lovely wife, Leslie, take us home for an hour from 6 p.m. Mountain Time to 7, or however long they want to go. They have the luxury of being able to go as long as they want.
And just tomorrow if they want.
Whatever they want to do. Yeah, up to them.
Forget to turn the camera off.
They could just do,
whatever.
Yeah, it'd be like Desperate Housewives of somewhere in wherever Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. Yeah.
Is it Desperate Housewives or Lonely Housewives? I don't know that
Real
show.
Housewives.
Real Housewives. Yeah. So anyway, we are fortunate enough to be Lucky Pierre, the coveted middle slot, the catbird seat, so to speak. Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Matt. I got a lot done today.
We both got a lot done.
I felt pretty good about what I got done too. I got some cool stuff done. I got some stuff I wasn't sure about.
Can you spill a little bit to anybody? You want to wait until tomorrow when you look at the whole thing?
Well, so I got the dancing bear inlays all but done
for our friend
Ken Tipton.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, and I made them on a left-handed neck.
Oh, that's right. It's a lefty.
And I did them the correct direction. I almost didn't. All the design was actually the other way, but they're right. And I think they're going to be really, really cool. And with any luck, we might be able to show them off tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Which isn't bad. And I got a bunch of other goofy stuff done too.
I was working on some carved top challengers today. I've been working on the actually I haven't. I did work a little bit on one of the deluxes, but Brandon's been doing all the fret work on the Triple J Challenger deluxes. Just lots of little stuff that we kind of always have to do. And it's cold here.
It is cold. Yep. And we took Monday off because of the class last week. We always do that. I had a fun, great weekend.
That's right. You went to the Utah?
Cool.
Got
snowed on, but it was still fun.
Excellent.
It was nice to get away. And I feel rejuvenated.
A little. You were juvenated I noticed you were juvenated when you came in on Tuesday.
I was definitely juvenated last week. At the end of the week, I needed some rejuvenation.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
you got unjuvenated last week, and then you got rejuvenated.
I was worried I wasn't going to be juvenated all weekend.
No, I think you were juvenated. I think unjuvenated.
Well, I was unjuvenated.
Yeah,
and then I think there's just juvenated.
I think that's where you start. That's
that's like level 0, and I was at like a negative 1.
Oh yeah, you needed some juvenation.
And then I rejuvenated.
I had an excellent weekend myself, and just very relaxing. Lots of good stuff that happened, that went on. Now we have another workshop coming up early.
See you, Brandon.
Early in November, because normally we have like the workshops are like at the tail end of the month. You can't pull that off with like on November and December because of the Thanksgiving and the Christmas. So,
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I want to talk with everybody today. Yeah, I generally schedule a workshop around my birthday. Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
For the presents.
Yeah, sure. Duh. So anyhow, so today I want to talk with everybody about the most uninspired, milquetoast, lackluster, least pride in ownership, most no respect guitar made today. And I want to know your opinions, but I need to tell you guys something. I'm not going to pull any punches. I'm going to tell the truth. And a lot of you aren't going to like it. So just be forewarned. Okay. So I want to know what you guys have to say. Let's take a quick super chat from Brad Guitar Miller, who, by the way, is a new sponsor to our show. And he says, I can't say how much fun I had last week because he doesn't want people to know who I might tell. No, he says he can't say how much fun he had last week. It was a lot of work, but worth every dollar spent. So looking forward to playing my new guitar. You guys rock. And Brad, your guitar is all boxed up. It's all cased up. You got a nice new Gator Transit unit as per your request from Ike and the boys at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. But I want to, and Dylan, I appreciate your Harley Benton comment, but you're wrong. But I want to tell everybody about Pedal to the Metal Guitars, which is our new sponsor, and Brad Guitar Miller is the head honcho over to Pedal to the Metal Guitars. And you can find a link to his reverb store in our description below. Please go over there and check it out. And if you use code TTG at checkout, you get a little discount. How'd that be?
There you go.
So yeah,
cool.
So Chris, you and I have talked a little bit about this earlier this week. The least respect guitar, and I probably need to add some qualifiers to this, wouldn't you say? Because I don't think that a Harley Benton guitar is the most uninspired guitar. I just think it's a shit stick. So there's really no point in even buying that. But what I mean is like the Honda Accord of guitars. It's like, yeah, it works.
So you're looking for the safe choice.
Yeah. Or the often talked about, but like, okay, it's sort of like the Glock 19 of guitars. Like, yeah, everybody's got one and no one cares. Yours looks exactly the same as the other guys. No one gives a crap. I'm not talking about like just hunks of shit like Harley Benton. Okay. Now, see what I said? I said earlier, I'm not gonna pull any punches. So you can hear I can almost see the feverish typing happen in my brain.
Okay.
I have one of those and I put new pickups and it rot fine. No one gives a crap. So anyway, really, like tell me what you tell. Let's address the elephant, the Harley Benton elephant in the room. That does not meet the qualifiers that we put forth.
Okay. Uninspired?
No. But what do you think about Harley Benton?
They're
Chris,
I don't know. I've never seen one.
Actually, I've never seen one either.
Yeah, from what I hear, it's they range from pretty cool to not very good at all.
Okay.
I don't know.
I can't imagine that there's
it's just like all of that. It's just like all of that kind of stuff, all that Indonesian kind of stuff. They're getting better, but you can still buy a really cheap one that's probably not very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on why you're buying it.
Yeah.
We've talked about cheap guitars before, but I think
so hold on now. There's some people are already chiming in. The Honda Accord would be a Squire Bullet. I don't even think they make the Squire Bullet. Do they make the Honda Accord anymore?
Yeah, they do. They make both of those.
Brad says, if anyone says Mexican Fender, we're fighting. Yeah, Leo says any of a dozen import S-type guitars. Yeah, all of that stuff, but you're all wrong. The most uninspired, the most lackluster, the most ho-hum, the most whatever, and the most closest to something cool but just doesn't quite make it is the Paul Reed Smith SE. You know it's true. And the reason that I say that is because there was a time when owning a Fender used to mean something. There was a time when owning a Gibson used to mean something. And there was a time in my lifetime and in your lifetime where owning a Paul Reed Smith used to mean something. And now when you say, it's been a while now, but used to be, if you said, oh, I have a Fender, people would say,
oh, an American one?
Yeah. Oh, I have a Les Paul.
Oh, a Gibson?
Or the Epiphone.
Yeah.
But now, if you say, I have a Paul Reed Smith, that's what everyone's first question is.
Uh-huh.
Is it an American-made one or is it an SE? Because the SE is like just so meh. So anyway, so I want to know what you guys think of as the most uninspired. No.
I think you need to tell us what uninspired means.
I don't know. I just thought it sounded cool. I looked it up on a thesaurus. But I don't have any problem with the SE. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the PRS SE. It's just there's not a hell of a lot right with it. It's just, I mean, it works and it's cool, but like it's enough money to where no one's gonna go, oh, I put new pickups in it. I mean, somebody probably is, but if you do, you shouldn't. Unless you're a pickup winder. Dylan Talks Tone says, I agree. Matt is right. Everyone say it together. Thank you, Dylan. Finally. So if you have an SE, you have a great guitar and there's nothing you really need to do to it. You know, it's sort of like no one has a hot rod Honda Accord. No one has a souped up Toyota Corolla. Because why would you? You know what I mean? It's just like meh. It's just sort of like it's fine the way it is, and you're not going to make it any better by sticking stuff on it. You're not gonna. It's not like buying a really cheap guitar like the aforementioned shit stick Harley Benton and trying to soup it up with a bunch of crap. And by the way, that's not a good idea. Souping up some hunk of garbage with a bunch of expensive parts basically is a fun project, but at the end of the day, you have a hunk of crap with a bunch of parts that unless somebody really wants that, So anyway, just my opinion. It happened to be right, but I would like to know what you guys think. Chris, what do you say?
The other day when we talked about this, the wording was a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't remember.
Maybe I put you on the spot with the new words.
Yeah, uninspired changes all of it.
Okay. Well, while you're vamping, I'm going to look at some.
Okay. Well, I don't really have anything to say because.
Okay.
Uninspired. I think it's just chunking out the same stuff over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the most uninspired stuff that I've seen recently is actually Fender custom shop stuff by one guy in particular. It just looks awful.
Okay.
Just terrible.
Well,
and people tend to agree.
A lot of people are telling me that I'm wrong. Souped up Honda Accords were a thing. You haven't driven down Federal lately.
Yeah.
You're wrong. I love my Zach Myers SE, whoever that is. And I put pickups in it for whatever reason you did that. Brad Guitar Miller says, guess I'm selling my SE. I happen to know that Brad has an actual PRS.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He might have an SE too.
I think again, why would you sell your Honda Accord just because somebody has something cooler? Why just get both? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I had like the coolest of the cool SS Camaro, I'm not going to drive it every day.
Right.
Uh-huh. But
okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Anyhow, Devin Riddle didn't drive his vintage Mopar down here to take a workshop with us.
He didn't.
He has one. He also has, a bunch of other vehicles, but it's like, yeah, okay. He even says, I sold my PRS after I got a Texas Toast Challenger. Thank God somebody knows what's up.
Yeah.
Dylan Talks Tone says, I don't have a PRS SE, but I do have a Honda Accord. There you go.
Dylan said that?
Yep. Sean Emmenheiser says, haven't you seen The Fast and Bi-Curious? No, I haven't. I played a $2,200 50s Telly the other day. So uninspiring, very Squire classic vibe-ish. Now that's once you start to make, and this is one of the reasons that there's a problem with all of those almost exactly like the real thing guitars is they cheapen the real thing.
Yeah.
And earlier, just a moment ago, I actually said the words, there was a time when owning a Fender used to mean something. Owning a Gibson used to mean something. Owning a PRS used to mean something. Now that anybody can walk into Guitar Center and just get it. I remember my very first PRS, I had to drive 8 hours to get it because there wasn't a Guitar Center where I live. Now, I mean, there is now. In fact, there might be 2. But but you can just go get one. And it kind of cheapens the whole brand, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, maybe. I'm on Chicago Music Exchange email list, and I got a thing today about some new CME exclusive Squire Classic Vibe butterscotch telly with a humbucker in the neck. And it looked great.
I'm sure they're great.
Just like the $2,200.
I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah. And I started thinking, how many guitars could I buy, especially if I was into like lots of guitars and not necessarily quality guitars or something to get really excited about. How many could I buy? For that 2,200, and it's almost 5 guitars.
I think people want to be confrontational with me. They think that I'm saying your guitar sucks, or your Honda Accord sucks, or your Glock 19 sucks. None of those things suck. I have a lot of that stuff myself because it's kind of this ubiquitous thing. I asked you the other day, what bicycle is the Honda Accord of bicycles?
Oh, yeah. Some sort of stump jumper.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that it sucks. No, it just means everybody's got one. And it's like, all right, yeah.
And it's so in a lot of ways, what you're asking is, what's the most popular?
I guess so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've spent a lot of my life liking things that aren't the popular number one choice. Yeah. I've intentionally bought things.
Yeah.
That I kind of want something because neat. Not a lot of other people had it, and I also like being sort of in the know and in the click of these are actually really cool. This is really neat. One of the reasons I like those dumb old Yamahas.
Do you think that there are any car like how many Honda Accords does Jay Leno have in his garage?
I'll bet he has none.
Or maybe
I know there are people that really like Honda Accords.
So, but
there are people that hot rod them.
In the grand scheme of things, though, are there people who have like a bunch of Corvettes? They might not drive them all the time because they drive their Honda Accord all the time, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Or when their daughter gets their driver's license, they don't give them one of their vintage Corvettes to drive. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you give them
really
this
what
thing.
What you're saying is, what guitar do you go? I need a guitar. I need a good guitar. I need something that I'm not going to have to do a lot of stuff to, that I know I can rely on. It might be a little dull. Maybe not.
To paraphrase Ken Hackathorn, if you treat your guitar like you treat your lawnmower, the Paul Reed Smith SE is for you. How about that? Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
It's always going to work.
Yeah. And because we were talking about also cheaper guitars, and I think a lot of times people like those because they're good modding platforms. Yeah. The wood's pretty good, the neck's pretty good, parts are but I can put lots of new fun parts on it and new pickups in it, and
it's fun to do.
It's fun to do, and
you and I have both done that.
Lots of
times.
Yeah, and it is fun to do, and you usually do end up with a better guitar than you started with. But then we were trying to figure out a guitar that you don't do any of that stuff to. Probably you may eventually do something, but right off the shelf, you take it home and you tune it up and you play it.
And just play it, and
there it is. And it's a good, reliable. And I think that's why a lot of people buy a Honda Accord or a Civic or a whatever car. Yeah. Every time I see a Camry, I go, I wonder what made them buy that car. They're good cars.
Sure.
They run forever. Those are the only 2 reasons you really need.
I have one of the most ubiquitous vehicles in all of Colorado, and not because I think it's rad,
right?
But because because
you needed a car that you could rely on that used to work a lot further away than you do now.
Yep.
And you didn't want to mess with the car.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what everyone's talking about. Let's see how many people are calling for my head. Let's see if anybody even cares. Okay. In fact, let's take a quick super chat from Dave Hawkinson, who says, "Happy Thursday. Did you get the pickups?" Dave, we got the pickups. the gold ones, the for his Challenger 3 pickup. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dylan says he's a Springfield guy. You know, there are lots of states with Springfields in them. Colorado even has a Springfield.
Do we?
Oh yeah, we do. It's south and east.
Way to go.
Yeah. Issue with the Squires is they change things just. I don't know what that means. ZB, man, Glocks really don't suck. While a 1911 may be better in certain circumstances, the Glock is amazing. Let's see. Sorry, issue with the squirrels in the change just late enough that the real parts, bridge, pickguard, etc. won't fit.
The Squire thing.
Okay,
I think that's less common now.
You think so?
A lot of standard stuff fits, and a lot of people make stuff that fits that stuff. So
okay,
like you can buy like pick guards used to be a big deal, especially Japanese stuff was always different.
Okay,
and especially in the offset world, the pick guards never fit, and they were different from factory to factory. They've kind of cleaned that up with the Squire stuff, and so you can buy a pick guard that fits an American one, fits one of those. You know,
there are a lot of people
better
talking about handguns.
Are there?
In the
A lot of people talking about stump jumpers.
I haven't seen stump jumping, but Dylan says mod your guitar, change your pickups, mod your guitar, change your pickups, mod your guitar, blah 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 blah. So and Dreddle, who is always the wordsmith, says, should I change the pickups in my guitar?
Yes, you should.
So yeah,
and Dylan should probably get a new hat before the.
Yeah, someone was giving Dylan a bunch of grief about his lid.
Yeah, I had no problem with the hat.
Yeah,
it was the shirt.
What did it say? Was it a picture of you?
It was a fine shirt.
I think he has a picture of me.
It was a pattern shirt. I couldn't even tell what it had on. At first, I thought they were like jack-o'-lanterns, but I don't think they were. I just like to give Dylan a hard time.
Sure, why not?
So, yeah,
Dylan's gonna be here in just a
couple weeks, week and a
half.
Less week and a half. 2 weeks,
less than 2 weeks,
10 days.
Yeah, not very long
like
from
10
now.
days
Dylan's going to be here for
again.
Yes, he's going to be participating in the Fabric Top Workshop. Now, Chris, tell us what that is while I keep looking at
Fabric Top Workshop.
Yes, and Greg Pearl says might be hard to believe, not out for your head, but if I had it, I wouldn't talk as much as I do. Huh? Hold on, Greg. I like Greg. He's cool. Not out for your head, but if I had it, I wouldn't talk as much as I do. Greg, that lacks. I appreciate the super chat, Greg, but that lacks perspective. I need to know what. Lots of people are talking about guns. The movie Sand Pebbles made the BAR the ultimate gun to have. Well, there you go. All right. So anyway, what were we talking about? The Fabric Top Workshop.
So guys are going to come out. The bodies are already going to have the fabric, the first fabric on the body.
Yep.
First round of sealer on there.
Yep.
I think they're going to be
cut out. We're doing strats and or tellies.
Yes.
And someone's attempting to call me. I can't take your call right now.
They get to route pickups and neck and all of that, and more sealer. And they get to fret their necks, sand their necks, sand the bodies. There's a pickup winding portion. Dylan's going to come into town. That's why Dylan's coming into town to wind pickups for all these guitars. And then assembly. So you will.
Did you talk about paint work that they get to do?
So they get to do. Yeah,
I couldn't. Okay.
Sealer, color, clear. And you get to, and so you will leave with a Stratocaster or Telecaster like guitar. Some guys aren't doing exact. Stratocaster. There's a couple hardtails.
What I can tell you is that you will leave with an inspired instrument.
Yeah. Fabric top, fabric back if you want. Fully assembled, handmade by you pickups. Really nice neck. Do you think that everybody should be forced to do hemispherical frets? No, I don't.
Okay.
I think
what if everybody decides to do it?
Well, I think then that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But if they don't want to try it, that's fine.
We have 6 people coming to that. 5 of them have been here at least once or twice.
At least twice. Many more times.
One guy who we met the other day, Trevor, is a local dude. He's the only one who hasn't been here before. But I think he will be back. I think he's going to have so much fun. He's going to want to come back again.
I think he will too. This is in a lot of ways, we have several core groups, but this is one of them.
Yes.
And guys travel together.
Yep.
As much as they can.
Yep.
They don't actually live in the same town, but they try and arrive at the same time. I think is Dave and Doug and Doc.
Yep.
And all sharing Airbnb.
I think Rod's staying with Triple J.
With Jay.
I'm not sure what's happening.
They try and get one vehicle, all land basically around the same time.
And Sir David Dangerous has told me many times, if anybody is unsure and they're like, hey, I wish I could talk to someone who's been out here before. He's like, give them my number so that because I'll be happy to talk to anybody about, what it's like to go out there, like what to expect with, well, like where should I stay and what should I bring for lunch or something? Because like you don't know, like
what's Chris's favorite snacks?
Whatever,
that I should bring and try and curry favor.
My neck looks weird when I do that. Okay, all right, let's see.
What's their favorite Halloween candy?
Yeah,
it's going to be past Halloween by the time they get here.
ZB says the neck on my TT guitar and the ebony fretboard are essentially one of the best necks I've ever played. Cool. Nice. That's very kind of you. Thank you. And I'm not just saying this. It's smooth as hell and plays great. Thank you, ZB.
Cool.
Amanda Coombs, who is one of Brad Guitar Miller's biggest fans, says, Amanda is doing well. How's Dan? So there must be some other chat. Paul Need says, do not like hemispherical frets. Exclamation point, all capital letters. And then he says, Fender icky. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Moving right along here. Hey, Mike Ivy, how you doing? Brad Guitar Miller says that, yes, they need to do hemispherical frets. Brad was one of the two guys that did hemispherical frets in our latest Build a Classic Fender workshop. And I thought that everyone who did it, as to say, Brad and Bob did a really good job.
I think Brad made about 57 frets too.
Did he?
I don't know.
Okay, I think you always make a couple more than you think.
Yeah.
Paul Needs wants to know if there's any new neck through updates. There are not, and I need to get on the ball with that. I haven't done a neck through a Patreon or YouTube member exclusive neck through video. I'm looking at the necks; they're right down there, and I should do that soon. So, What? All right. What were we talking about? We were talking about fabric top workshop. Are we going to do a fabric top?
We can if you want.
What if you and I were going to do a fabric top during the week-long workshop, Chris? What do you think we should do? By the way, guys, I'm still trying to read your comments. If you have comments that you want me to read, or if you just want to chat with everybody else, I totally get it. But put a bunch of question marks if you have questions, or even if you don't have questions, even if you just want to say
statement.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, you should make this.
Yeah.
Lots of question marks and I'll see it. How about that? Or lots of asterisks. Remember, you only have one asterisk, but you can use asterisks a lot.
Yeah. So we were talking about how fun the classes are.
And we were also talking about cob dogs. That seems to be like.
Yeah, let's talk about the cob dog.
Hey, how about a cob dog?
Yeah, that's good. Cob dog.
Okay. Yeah. We should probably talk about the cob dog.
One of my favorite parts with that was, reading the comments after the fact. And like, Chris seems like he would be the most picky eater of the three.
Oh, contraire. I am the most picky everything of all three.
Yeah, I will eat anything.
You actually have a game that you play with your nieces that is
with nieces
try to make Uncle Chris eat some. Yeah,
it's not try. It's so at the end of a meal, you can tell the kids anything that's edible on this table.
Yeah,
anything that's food, you can mix it.
And
up
it's got to be on that table. It's not like go get a bunch of dirt from outside.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, and I will eat it.
Okay.
And I've also played that with I will drink it.
Okay.
So
lots of mustard and sugar mixed together. Probably
a lot of mustard, a lot of wasabi.
Mustard.
It's really fun to do it at sushi. Yeah, because there's lots of wasabi and soy sauce and shrimp tails and stuff like that. And and it's fun. And they just the kids love it because they're just like, oh, it's gonna be so gross. I can't believe he's gonna do it. And then I do it and make a big deal out of it.
Sure.
And they think it's just the neatest little party trick ever.
I really had high hopes for the Cobb dog in its homogenous form.
Yeah, the homogenous thing, that was just a throwback to the nachos.
Fun.
Yeah, it was super fun too.
That was for fun.
But I kind of thought that I didn't think the Cobb dog was a bad idea.
Because I like those things. I like Cobb salads.
Yeah, and so
I put too much egg on mine.
Yeah, I think I did too. And there just was it needed some sort of other flavor other than things that come on a Cobb salad.
It wasn't particularly zesty.
No, there was nothing going on. Even just a little mustard would have gone a long way.
Yeah.
On that. Yeah. And I took the bite and I went, well, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
And then we blended it all together, threw a bunch of tater tots in it. That wasn't any good at all.
How much fun do you think it would be to do the next homogenous meal, which is of course going to be homogenous Thanksgiving dinner live from Jim Jam Jimmy's. I don't know.
Jimmy's?
Yeah, I don't know.
That might be a waste of perfectly good leftovers.
Yeah. Blackjack Guitar said, Matt, you said you were going to make a SG with a Floyd. What happened to that? I don't recall that I said I was going to do that.
I think we've joked around.
I think I said that you could do it, but I don't remember saying I was going to do it.
Short block.
So nothing has happened to that. I have no intention of making that. You could do it. I just don't how about this? As of right now, Blackjack Guitar, the people who said they were going to pay me to do it, I'm still waiting on them. So as soon as someone pays me to do that, I will absolutely do it. So
by the time you recess the Floyd, there's not going to be any wood.
Well, no, you'd have to make the body thicker, I guess. Yeah.
How thick does an SG have to be before it stops being an SG?
Yeah, that's true, huh? Because then you just this kind of that pointy horn thing.
Yeah.
Paul Need says, for a Brit, what in the hell is a cobbler dog? Well, I don't know, but I can tell you that a Cobb dog is a combination of Cobb salad and hot dog. Now, you might not have Cobb salads and hot dogs where you are. I don't know. I've never been to Britain. But fear not, there's a video on my channel that said the greatest hot dog you've never eaten. How about a Cobb dog?
Yep. Just this last Sunday made its premiere.
Yep.
And if you really need to watch them both.
You do need to watch
the nacho one.
The homogeneous nacho. Yeah.
And then you need to watch this. Yeah. You won't get back that time, but
it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah. You might think it's funny.
Yeah. Some people say it's gross.
Well, some people say it's gross. Well, yeah. When you extruded it, everything extruded. The nacho one was gross.
Yeah.
Yep. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah. Come up to the curb with the rest of us. Brad Guitar Miller says, was the last class the first time you didn't have a chance to build a guitar? That is a great question. And the answer to that question is, I think yes.
Yeah, in the current thing. So when we first started doing it, we didn't really build a guitar. Actually, no, we've almost always built a guitar.
I think we've always done one.
I think there's been a few classes, like the first Mike Learn paint class we didn't. And I think there's been a couple others that we haven't built a guitar. But usually we try and build a guitar or at least have something that we're working on.
And the reason
we knew we weren't going to be able to do it.
The reason we like to build a guitar along with everybody in the workshop is because I hate to take the opportunity away from someone to do the thing that we're about to do by demonstrating on their guitar.
Yeah.
So Brad, you might remember that I took Chris's guitar and he's like, show me how to do the I don't know, whatever it was, lay out the center line. So I'd lay out the center line and then I'd erase it. So he had to do it himself. And I would do that to everybody, not just Chris. I would do it to Devin and Juan and Kendall and anybody who asked me to show them on their guitar. No, not Devin.
Peyton.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mostly remembered everybody's name.
Yeah.
But I tried. I tried really hard.
Um,
There was 9 people.
There were 9 people. And really there were 10 people. Because John was here too.
Okay.
Ella's dad.
That's right. Black Dog Sheep says Chris would love Korean birthdays then. The birthday person has to eat whatever the guests mix together. A little bit of butter, a little bit of dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. It's all food that I eat.
Yeah.
Maybe just not in that combination.
Maybe not homogenous.
Just not with that much mustard.
Yeah. Would a tweed covering LOL good on a guitar? I've
Like
seen
fabric?
Yeah, I've seen that. You've seen it.
Mhm.
A tweed telly or whatever it is.
Yeah, like like amp tweed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. You'd have to bury it. It would be
or not. You'd have to,
or it'd be really rough and kind of
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather make a pick guard out of something like that.
Griddle says, couldn't you mount the Floyd with the neck angle for Tone Pro's bridge? You could do lots of stuff.
Jack it way up.
Yeah, it would be way easier to put a Kaler on an SG, frankly. You can put the Floyd FRX on an SG without routing. Yeah, I know you can, but that's not when people think of Floyd, they don't think of that new thing. I'm not saying that the FRX is good. I don't know. But when you think of Floyd, you think of what Eddie Van Halen made world famous. Yeah. And I know the first album wasn't recorded with the Floyd. He did all that with a regular trim. So yeah, I got it. Anyway, Dan says, Matt, the 3 of you giggling while you were making the cob dog cracked me up. Thank you for watching, man.
Yeah. I think that there is a general rule that you can't really reshoot anything.
No.
There's lots of tough talk when we start making those videos, and it just all goes out the window. I mean, Matt comes over and bounces on the couch, and
beer spills everywhere. And I'm not going to not put that in.
and then it just gets and the camera person was giggling and laughing. And everybody was just having a good
Everybody
time.
in attendance was having a good time.
Yeah.
Blackjack Guitar sends us a super chat. He says, Matt, thank you for answering my question. I guess I have a quest. Cheers. I would hope that you would look for those videos. There. It's like I said, last Sundays, and then the other one that we did about this time last year was
right
Ultimate
before,
Nachos or Homogenous Nachos or
It
Nacho.
was, Hey Sam, the cooking guy.
These are the best nachos,
It's the best nachos ever. I think is what
If
it's
you
called.
search our videos for the word nacho, it's the only one that comes up. So
We don't do a lot of nacho videos.
We don't do a lot of nacho
food videos. They're not as popular as we would like.
No, I wish the food ones were more popular, but they
you would
just
think
aren't.
Everybody eats food. This is going to be wildly popular.
Yeah.
No
Nope.
such luck.
Nope.
But that's okay.
CD wants to know, do you have a video tutorial recommendations regarding guitar finishes?
We've got a little bit of stuff.
We have a
done.
few things on finishing, and in many ways, we have dropped the ball on the finishing videos. Who wants to see that stuff, and who says they want to see it, and who watches it? I think that's another. Those videos seem to kind of, unless we call everyone stupid in the title. What? So, Chris, tell everybody about our very most popular video in the whole wide world.
Is that the stupid one?
Let's say it
if
is.
If you're not painting your guitar using this method, you're stupid.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And it was just a wild title to get people to watch. We didn't call anybody stupid or say that you're stupid or anything like that. We were trying to be pretty informative.
Actually, yeah. And and at no point did we say anyone was dumb or a butthole or anything.
There's lots of ways to finish a guitar. I think I don't know. The way that we finish them isn't necessarily the way that other people would do them, or that a home guy would do it, or something like that. I don't really know. So, I like Dan Thompson did some sort of fabric thing and used some different products.
Oh, did he?
And ended up with something that actually looked really nice.
And of course, our friends
and tons of views.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, yeah, we don't finish them that way.
And of course, our buddy Brad Engel has tons of finishing videos.
Yeah, a little bit more hobby home
Mhm.
friendly kinds of finishes. Yeah, we use basically automotive paint.
Every time we make a paint
Urethane.
video, here's what happens. How do I do it without a $400 spray gun? Well, I don't know. We don't do it like that.
Yeah, you can do it without a $400 spray gun.
Or
yeah, do they sell that in rattle cans?
Yeah.
No.
Or how about this? How do I wipe stain on? I don't know. We don't do that.
Yeah, we don't do it that way. So it depends on how you want to do the finish, what you want the finish to be, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's just like the pin router. These videos don't help me at all because I don't have
a pin router. Sorry.
Who has a pin router?
Yeah.
Okay, but I think it's even worse with paint because with the pin router, there's other kinds of routers.
Yeah.
You can sort of, there's go-arounds to a pin router. There's not a lot of go-arounds to spray booth and,
Yeah. We're not going to make 100 guitars a
urethanes.
year with rattle can finish.
No.
I don't know if we make 100 guitars a year, but
You're right. Yeah, we're not going to make.
We're not going to do that. How many guitars do you think we make in a year?
I don't know.
This
is all top secret stuff.
Yeah. Well,
there's no reason
mostly
for
because
anybody,
I don't know,
including us, no reason for anybody to know these numbers.
No. Nope.
How many bikes do you sell?
Beats me.
It's not. Why do you care?
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is.
I don't know either. Yeah.
I'd still like to see a video of Chris finishing guitar, maybe with post-shoot voiceover explaining what he was doing. How much dollars for you to dress like Nacho Libre and Escalon? I don't know.
Escalito.
We don't have any of those outfits, so we at least need to cover the cost of the outfits. At least.
And I am not shaving my chest.
I will. Yeah.
So then I have to be Escalito?
I don't know. I don't know who.
I believe in science.
I'm a little bit worried about your salvation and
stuff.
Call me stupido. When you say Barry, what do you mean? All right, so we're very much talking about how much finish you use.
Yeah. So like when we do fabric tops, when we say bury it in, it's usually sealer or clear or something like that, where you end up with a glass finish on top.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be able to feel metal flake or fabric or whatever it is. Yeah. So it's a couple more rounds of sealer or some sort of finish to completely,
What kind of squeeze?
Glass that.
What kind of squeeze?
Anaconda squeeze.
Thank you, Devin. If you don't know how many you make, you can lie to the taxman. I wish. You can't lie to the taxman.
No.
If you guys are building guitars, eventually the taxman is going to figure out what you're up to. And you can't lie.
No.
And
especially when everything you do is on PayPal.
Everything you do has some.
Not like there's not a whole lot of cash rolling in.
I get $10.99.
Sort of
the super chat that that Battle Axe just sent in. I get $10.99 for that. So I can't lie to the tax.
Nope, not anymore. The days of making your fortune on the internet and not having to declare
tax free.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is those days are long gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I see people bitching about that stuff all the time.
I know it. I know. I bitch about it once a year. Yeah. So anyway.
Yep.
Matt could be Frida Kahlo, just needs to do his eyebrows. Do you know who that is? What's that? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord's cheaps. Anyway,
don't you realize?
And 2022 is the year. $600 is the new threshold for a 1099. Yeah, there's really no way to. That's one of the reasons that we remember when we did the Great American Guitar Building Contest, and I said we will not have a PayPal set up for that because we gave all the money away. Mm-hmm. It was like what, Sean? How much money did you get? It was $1,400, whatever.
Yeah,
and you had to have a check or a cash, and because we took all the money and sent it to the winner, who was Sean Emmenheiser. So if I took in, let's say 20 people entered, and I took in $2,000, I would get taxed for that.
Yeah.
And then, so it would have cost me a lot of money to do that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you'd have gotten taxed on it. And if you wanted to give it all away, I mean, you could have said fees minus fees.
Yeah. But that's kind of
taxi.
a hen house thing, right?
Yeah. So, so you'd given away 3.5% plus gotten taxed on it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus.
Yeah. So PayPal charges a fee. Uh-huh. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons we didn't have a PayPal option.
Yeah.
So
they call that a convenience fee.
Mm.
It's not really that convenient.
Yeah, it didn't seem very convenient the last time I paid
taking it
that.
in the shorts.
Hey, how convenient.
Yeah.
But the you know who was instrumental? You know who didn't take a fee? You know who didn't 1099 me? Steve at Maximum Guitar Works, because he gave away, for everybody who entered that contest, anyone who comes to a workshop, he gives away. So in the contest, he gave away $100 worth of templates. So if you bought, if you wanted $100 worth of templates, he would just give them to you. If you bought $110 worth of templates, it only cost you $10. So it was kind of like you got free templates, and a chance to win a big fat wad of cash, which Sean Emmenheiser did. And if you come to one of the workshops, I think Steve has still for the rest of this year, there's like a 10% off deal from basically anything in Steve's shop. And you get a code when you sign up, and it's good for, if you sign up now for one next year, it's good for from now until, you know what I mean? I don't have the code for next year, but it's good from now till whenever your course is, and then like a week or two later. And so, yeah, you could. So it's cool because you can use Steve's templates while you're here, and you could go, you know what? Those really were the best templates I've ever used. Matt was right. I begrudgingly accept that, or whatever you say. And you can buy templates from Steve, and that's a super cool thing. All right. Let's see what else is going on. Jeffrey Egan says, when you paint a car with metal flake, it's good to ground the car to eliminate static charge and help lay flat when putting on the guitar body. So he's talking about some car stuff, and we don't ground the wooden body of
no, and we also don't do very much metal flake.
No, we don't. Yeah. CD asks or states, fret fall away. Some people just file frets from 12 on the same height by trial and error. I learned to do it so that each fret is a little less than the previous. What is the correct technique? Well, I think in a perfect world, in an ideal world, each fret going from the nut to the body end will be a tiny bit smaller. The reality is that that's not a real thing. No factory does that. I'm sure you could set a Plek machine up to do that, to be 0.002 shorter each fret. But the way that the classic way to do that is to make sure the neck is flat and then level all the frets together. All the frets are the same height. So whether that's the right way or the wrong way, I don't know. I know it's the right way for me, but if you have figured out a way to make each fret slightly less than the previous one, who am I to say that you're wrong?
From the 12th on,
or from the first on? I don't.
Well,
Yeah, I don't.
Then they're all straight.
No. I mean, what if the first fret was 50 thousandths and the second fret was 49.9905, or you know what I mean?
All the way down.
Yeah,
it'd still be flat.
How's that?
Because they'd all still be flat.
They still would be flat, but they would be slightly
yeah. But
if they were exactly the same amount. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, but from the 12th on, I'm having a hard time. I am well aware of fall off on the last few frets.
And on those, 12, we take and make those just less than everything else.
Yeah.
Dastardly Dave says Steve is hooking me up for this upcoming class, and he is. So Dave is doing a Strat with 3 single coils, but routed from the back.
No pick guard.
No pick
so
guard.
We're just gonna hard mount the pickups.
Cool.
And
I dig that.
Yeah, because they want to show off their fabrics.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you like to show off your fabrics?
Sure.
Yeah, it's a hardtail, and yeah, no controls from what I understand.
Sweet. The best.
Simplest wiring ever.
Greg Latham asks, does the high dollar plec process taper the frets? And the answer is, I don't know.
I don't know either. I've never
plecked.
I'd like to see one in action.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to, but I've never seen one. I've never played a guitar that has been plecked.
It is my understanding that Steve from Maximum Guitar Works is going to get a plec machine one day.
Oh, sweet. So when we start working there,
I know you're gonna have to know how to use a plec machine, buddy.
We'll be able to tell you then. Yeah, so I don't know.
I tend to think that guitar building should be an old school process. Now, if you are into the CNC thing, or if you're into having guitars plecked, cool. I don't think that that's necessary, and in many ways, I don't care for it. But it doesn't mean it's wrong.
Right.
It means you're wrong. I'm right, and it means that that's just a different way that you do it, and that's cool. But I don't do it that way, and I don't begrudge you if you do. And yeah. I think that you can get excellent results if you know what you're doing and you have the right tools. Which is you got to remember that the plec machine is in the world, in the history of the electric guitar or the acoustic guitar, in the history of fretted instruments, the plec machine is a relatively new thing. So further, and to that end, everything I liked in high school was recorded with a guitar that had not undergone the plec treatment. You know what I mean? The nut wasn't compensated. The intonation was probably off. If you looked at Angus Young's guitar, any one of them, I would imagine it's loaded with things that, guys at whatever factory, guys like Phil McKnight, who we love, would probably go, this guitar is all dorked up. Somehow or another, Angus Young manages to pull it off. You know what I mean? And that's, I dig that. That's kind of what I like. I like to be sloppy, fast, and loud. Maybe more loud than sloppy and fast, but yeah. People are saying I've had, I have guys who plec my stuff. Cool. Rob Phillips asks, if you played two guitars, one tapered, one not, both set up properly, you would not notice the difference. I think you're probably right. A plec machine is only as good as the programmer. Yeah. I mean, all that stuff is. I mean, we have a CNC machine for doing inlay, and it's not like you just go, all right, machine, do the inlay.
Do inlay now. Go. Walk off.
It's easier than doing it the old school way. And frankly, I don't like inlay. None of my guitars have inlay on them, not because I can't do it.
Wait until you see the Dancing Bears.
Maybe I'll want Dancing Bears.
It's going to be Dancing Bears from now on. Yeah,
all right.
It's going to be that awesome.
Kind of like the aftermarket tremolo blocks, they are not needed for good tone. I think you are right. I don't think that especially for a Floyd, because the locking, the spring block the strings don't go through it.
No.
And there are guys who say, oh, I can totally tell the difference when it's made out of brass or a rock or a whatever. And or what are the titanium. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So it's a mass thing, right?
Yeah.
When titanium's out.
Well, I would think so, but
but
there's some guys who go, oh man, I need to have this new hotness. So yeah.
Okay. And I played the Stratocaster block game before.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, and I think the reason that they made them the way they made them back when is because that was the material that they had. That was what they could get.
Probably.
Yeah, big chunk of steel, and
I do like steel.
Yeah, but I've done brass. I've done cold rolled. I've done and it's like, oh, okay.
Some people think that the ball ends need to be all the way up to the thing, up to the bridge plate. Some people think it needs to be way down.
All the way down. Yeah. Some people think, there's different. Yeah. I can't tell that. I can't tell a difference.
Yeah.
Maybe I just can't hear.
I think that's what my issue is, that, you know, I spend 8 hours a day around power tools.
Mm-hmm. But even when I was younger, I couldn't really hear that much of a difference in stuff like in something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I think. And then the other thing too is you pull the guitar apart, put a new one in, put new strings on. You know, I can hear a difference in new strings and old strings.
Yeah, I can feel it. Like Ernie Balls, I don't like.
So I know, you know, there's that.
Yeah.
So I can hear that, but I can't hear necessarily a difference in the block.
Yeah.
Maybe, or maybe I can.
I would say if it makes you happy,
that's what I think.
Do it.
And if you want, you know, if you want the big heavy stuff, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too.
Curtis Chavez asks, I wanted a junior style guitar, but I'm on the fence. How different is the rolled back bridge on a 50s wire junior from a real neck pickup? If you play a junior style guitar, do you miss the neck? No, I don't think you'd miss the neck pickup ever on any guitar. Any guitar with one pickup is more than good enough. You don't need a neck pickup. Now, if you want a neck pickup, you should have it. But yeah, there's absolutely no reason at all to have a neck pickup.
So I don't know if anybody else has done this, but I've owned guitars that have had so many switching options and so many things going on that I felt like I had to use all those features that it just got really, really confusing. Now, I've never owned a guitar with only one pickup, and I kind of would like to, just to see if
your Jazz Master.
I have owned a guitar with and it was just a neck pickup.
Okay.
Harmony, Jupiter, and it was cool. It was fine, you know. Maybe not the most versatile guitar in the world, but it was a fun guitar, and I played it. And the neat thing about that was you didn't have to worry about anything. You know, I mean, you could turn the knobs on the amp, and it had a tone control, and it had I
think single pickup guitars are super cool, especially if there's just one volume control or nothing.
Yeah. So
you know, we make a bunch of bridge pickup only guitars, and there's talk of a Charlie Christian only Challenger coming soon.
That will happen in the near future.
Cool. Yep. Super cool. Carved top, flat top. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, guys, it's just about time for us to be done. Thanks for hanging out with us for the last hour. If you haven't checked out Ike and the guys over at Flipside Music, they're on every Thursday before us, 4:00 Mountain Time. Stick around. Go check out Dylan at Dylan Talks Tone. He and Leslie are going to be wrapping up the Thursday Primetime Guitar Live. 3 hours of guitar-related content, hanging out with your buds, drinking some beers, whatever it is that you do. And I'd like to thank our sponsors, Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. It sounds to me like Ike and the guys are going to be moving to the new shop. They're going to be moving from the legacy shop to the destination shop first of the year. Didn't he say you something like that? I didn't get to
talk to him very much. Oh, sorry.
Dan wants to know if there's going to be a reveal tomorrow, and I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer. Well, we'll
maybe
do something. Yeah.
So I would also like to thank Steve at Maximum Guitar Works. Links in the description below to all of our sponsors, by the way. I'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Brad Guitar Miller at Pedal to the Metal Guitars. Check out his stuff in his Reverb page and use code TTG at checkout. By the way, if you use if you like using codes to get discounts at checkout, you can check out Dylan pickups located in the description below. Any of Dylan's pickups you can buy from his website. And if you use the code that's in the description below, you get a little bit of money off, and we get a little taste too. So that's cool. And the cool thing about Dylan pickups is Dylan still winds every single pickup you get. So it's kind of like back in the old days when Larry DiMarzio or Seymour Duncan was sitting at the winder, except it's Dylan McCurchie, and you can get the real deal from the real guy. I would also like to thank John and Cheryl from Bitterroot Guitars. Speaking of codes, if you use code TXTOAST at checkout, you get 15% off your entire order from Bitterroot Guitars. And finally, if you're into typing in codes, code Texas Toast 15 at checkout when you go and hang out at the Tonewood Experts with our buddies Dan and Calvin from Tonewood Experts. Check them out, and all of your tone wood needs, really, when you get right down to it. I was making a big mess with genuine Honduran mahogany from Tone Wood Experts just earlier this week.
Yep.
I'd like to thank our buddies at Odyssey. Hold about your face. Odyssey Beer Works, the Great American Beer Works. All of their legacy beers are truly wonderful. And maybe we'll go over there in November when the guys get here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think
maybe we should start planning the next Texas Toast beer.
Let's see. Who have we forgotten, because we have so many great sponsors?
Have we forgotten somebody?
We have forgotten our friend in Queensland, Australia.
Oh, yes.
With his
Nigel Forstner.
He has a book that it's an ebook, and it's all about how to make money in woodworking. And I think that that's a very, very cool book. It's inspiring to read about it. So yeah, because he's doing it just like, I can't write a book. I might try, but I haven't done it yet.
Right.
So anyway, would you guys like to see me attempt to write a book? That's a great question for next time. So until next time, this is Matt at Texas Toast Guitars.
This is Chris.
Reminding you that life is short. You might as well have a cool guitar. And if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what we did. We will see you guys probably tomorrow for some kind of reveal.
Some sort of reveal.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.